Yes, Mataji, when you're ready, please.
हरे कृष्ण। कृष्ण प्रेममयी राधा, राधा प्रेममयो हरिः, जीवने निधने नित्यम्, राधा कृष्णा गतिर्मम। कृष्ण प्रेममयी राधा, राधा प्रेममयो हरिः, जीवने निधने नित्यम्, राधा कृष्णा गतिर्मम। कृष्णस्य द्रविणं राधा, राधाया द्रविणं हरिः, कृष्णस्य द्रविणं राधा, राधाया द्रविणा हरिः, जीवने निधने नित्यम्, राधा कृष्णा गतिर्मम। कृष्ण प्रेममयी राधा, राधा प्रेममयो हरिः, जीवने निधने नित्यम्, राधा कृष्णा गतिर्मम। कृष्ण प्राणमयी राधा, राधा प्राणमयो हरिः, जीवने निधने नित्यम्, राधा कृष्णा गतिर्मम। कृष्ण द्रवमयी राधा, राधा द्रवमयो हरिः, कृष्ण द्रवमयी राधा, राधा द्रवमयो हरिः, जीवने निधने नित्यम्, राधा कृष्णा गतिर्मम। कृष्ण गेहे स्थिता राधा, राधा गेहे स्थितो हरिः, कृष्ण गेहे स्थिता राधा, राधा गेहे स्थितो हरिः, जीवने निधने नित्यम्, राधा कृष्णा गतिर्मम। कृष्ण चित्त स्थिता राधा, राधा चित्त स्थितो हरिः, कृष्ण चित्त स्थितो राधा, राधा चित्त स्थितो हरिः, जीवने निधने नित्यम्, राधा कृष्णा गतिर्मम। नीलाम्बरधरा राधा, पीताम्बरधरो हरिः, नीलाम्बरधरा राधा, पीताम्बरधरो हरिः, जीवने निधने नित्यम्, राधा कृष्णा गतिर्मम। वृन्दावनेश्वरी राधा, कृष्ण वृन्दावनेश्वरा, वृन्दावनेश्वरी राधा, कृष्ण वृन्दावनेश्वरा, जीवने निधने नित्यम्, राधाकृष्ण गतिर्मम जीवने निधने नित्यम् राधाकृष्ण गतिर्मम हरे कृष्ण
Hare Krishna. Thank you so much, Mataji. Very beautiful kirtan. So blissful. Okay. Okay, shall we do the next Mangalachan prayers before we move into Katha? Okay. अज्ञानतिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मीलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूपः कदा मह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकम्। वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरोः श्रीयुतपदकमलं श्रीगुरून् वैष्णवांशं श्रीरूपं साग्रजातं सहगणरघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनसहितं कृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधा कृष्णपादान् सहगणललिता श्रीविशाखान्वितांशाम्। हे कृष्ण करुणसिन्धो दीनबन्धो जगत्पते गोपेश गोपिकान्त राधाकान्त नमोऽस्तु ते। तप्तकाञ्चन गौरङ्गी राधे वृन्दावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये। वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपासिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। नमो ॐ विष्णुपादाय कृष्णप्रेष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिविकासस्वामिन् इति नामिने। नमो ॐ विष्णुपादाय कृष्णप्रेष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्तस्वामिन् इति नामिने। नमस्ते सारस्वतीदेवे गौरवाणि प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्यदेशतारिणे। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभो नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंद। हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। नारायणं नमस्कृत्य नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जयमुदीरयेत्। शृणुतं स्वकथाः कृष्णः पुण्यश्रवणकीर्तनः हृद्यन्तस्त्वह्य भद्राणि विधुनोति सुहृसतां। नष्टप्रायेषु भद्रेषु नित्यं भागवतसेवया भगवति उत्तमश्लोके भक्तिर्भवति नैष्टिकी। इदं भागवतं नाम पुराणं ब्रह्मसंहितम् उत्तमश्लोकचरितं चकार भगवान् ऋषिः निःश्रेयसाय लोकधन्यं स्वस्तये नमः। कृष्णे सुरामोपगते धर्मज्ञानादिभिः सह खलु न षडुषामेष पुराणर्कोऽधुनोदितः। कृष्णाय वासुदेवाय देवकीनन्दनाय च नन्दगोपकुमाराय गोविन्दाय नमो नमः। नमः पङ्कजनाभाय नमः पङ्कजमालिने नमः पङ्कजनेत्राय नमस्ते पङ्कजाङ्ग्रये। अति विश्वेश विश्वात्मन विश्वमूर्ति स्वकेषु मे स्नेहपाशम् इमं चिन्ति दृढं पाण्डिषु विष्णुषु त्वयि मेनन्य विषया मतिर्मदपते असकृत् रतिमुद्वाह तदद्ध गङ्गेव घुमुदन्वती श्रीकृष्ण कृष्ण सखा विष्णु शुभावनिधृराजन्यवंशदहनानापवर्गवीर्य गोविन्द गोद्विजसुराटहरावतार योगेश्वर किल गुरो भगवन् नमस्ते योगेश्वर किल गुरो भगवन् नमस्ते योगेश्वर किल गुरो भगवन् नमस्ते तुलयामलवेनापि न स्वर्गं न पुनर्भवं भगवत्सङ्गीसङ्गस्य मच्चानां किमुत शिशः पुनश्च भूयाद्भगवत्यनन्ते रतिः प्रसङ्गश तदाश्रयेषु महस्तुयां यमुपयां सृष्टिं मैत्रस्य सर्वत्र नमो द्विजेभ्यः नमो महावदन्याय कृष्णप्रेमप्रदायते कृष्णाय कृष्णचैतन्यनामिने गौरत्विषे नमः मूकं करोति वाचालं पङ्गुं लङ्घयते गिरिं यत्कृपातमहं वन्दे परमानन्दमाधवं श्रीगुरुं दीनतारिणं श्रीकृष्णचैतन्यमीश्वरं श्रीचैतन्यप्रभुं वन्दे बालोऽपि यदनुग्रहात् तरेनानमतग्राहव्याप्तं सिद्धान्तसागरं श्रीचैतन्यप्रभुं वन्दे यत्पादाश्रीविरितः सङ्गृह्णात् आकरव्रातात् अज्ञः सिद्धान्तसन्मनीम् ॐ नमो भगवते राधा गोविन्दाय नमः हरे कृष्ण Okay, so thank you so much for kindly waiting. Okay, so today we are going to discuss about Dhruv Maharaj. And so the topic today is who are allowed to go into the Vaikunta planet, who are eligible to go. So this is this context. This is the Canto 4 and chapter 12 and verse numbers 34 to 37. So these 4 shlokas. But by this time, Dhruv Maharaj is already going to the Dhruv Loka. Okay, so Sunanda and Nanda, they are taking Dhruv Maharaj. So we are going to see how actually this chapter, 12th chapter of 4th canto, it is very, very important. And also if we can recite, it is morning and evening among the devotees or in the Brahmanas, it is so auspicious. This is Dhruv Charitam Adbhutam. Okay, so there are many things like especially on the Dwadasi mornings. And also this chapter is also 12th chapter. And the Dwadasi day morning and evening, if you read it, it will be so auspicious. So it is mentioned Dhanyam Yashishyam Ayushyam. So Dhanyam Yashishyam Ayushyam Punyam Swastayenam Mahant. And Swargyam Dhravyam Saumanasyam. Swargyam Dhravyam Saumanasyam. And then Prashishyam Agamarshanam. Prashishyam Agamarshanam. So it gives all kinds of opulences. We can live like Dhruv Maharaj lived for 36,000 years while enjoying his all opulences and ruling the subjects like a father. And then we also experience all those things. So these are all Dhanyam Yahishyam Ayushyam Punyam Swastayenam Mahant Swargyam Dhravyam Saumanasyam Prashasyam Agamarshanam. So many things. So these are all we can experience. So simply by just hearing and reciting Dhruv Maharaj's stories. And also whoever like one Dhruv Maharaj, the qualities of Dhruv Maharaj and characteristic, and also his mother. She also by her as a Pradarshika Guru, she also gone to Vaikunta. And how to raise the children. So even parents also will be elevated to the Vaikunta. Okay, so in such a way, the glorious of Dhruv Maharaj story, we'll see that one. It comes from Srimad Bhagavatam, 4th canto, 12th chapter, verse number 34. So just for a recap of this one, so Dhruv Maharaj, so here, as soon as he left his kingdom, now he has given the kingdom after 36,000 years, he has given the kingdom to his child. And then later on, he wanted to engage himself completely onto the devotional service to the Lord. And then during that time, Manyaman idam vishwam maya rajitamatmani. Avidya Rachit Swapna Gandharva Nagurupamam. So during that time, so it is complete matured stage. That when he was completely renounced at the time, he says that everything is like a phantasmagoria, Gandharva Nagurupamam. It is like a the external energy of the Lord. And then he has left everything, all his opulences, and then went to the Badrikashrama. They're completely meditating on the full form of the Lord. Uh, so morning and evening in the Badrikashrama, in the pure waters, taking the bath there, controlling the senses, and then concentrating on the beautiful form of the Lord. स्थूले दधार भगत प्रतिरूपयेतद jayantad avhito vyasrujat samadho. So in such a way, concentrating on the form of the Lord, he engaged himself in the samadhi. Bhaktim haro bhagavati pravahana jasram ananda bhashpakalaya muhurjhamanah viklijyamana hridayah pulakachitango natmanam asmarad asau iti muktalingah. And when he has attained complete love of Godhead, so Bhaktim Haru Bhagavati Pravahanna Jasram Ananda Bhashpakalaya Muhurajyamanaha, and the tears are flowing from his eyes. So in such a way, his heart is completely blossomed with a devotion. So during that time, he sees that aeroplane coming from the Vaikunta planets. So that aeroplane is like Sadadarsha Vimanaghyam Nabaso Avatadruvaha. So Nabaso in the sky, Dhruva Maharaj sees that the Vimanaghyam, the beautiful airplane is coming. And then it is like a moonlight completely. Vibrajayat Dashidisho Rakapati Ivoditam. Whenever it is coming down, it is shining everywhere in all 10 directions. Rakapatim Ivoditam, just like the moonlight. So in that one, the beautiful Sunanda and Nanda, Tatrana Deva Praurau Chaturbhujau, Shyamau Kishorau Arunam Bhujekshanau, Sitau Avashtabhya, Gadam Suvasau, Kiritaharangada Charu Kundalau. So these are the Sunanda and Nanda beautiful forms. So they have got 4 hands. And then they have appeared in front of Dhruv Maharaj, and then immediately Dhruv Maharaj just Nanama Namani Kudunan Madhudvishaha. So for a time being, he just forgot about how to respond immediately. So he just taking the names of the Lord, Hare Krishna Mahamantra or names of Hari, and then he offered his humble obeisances. And then this Dhruva is completely absorbed in the thinking of the lotus feet of Lord. Tam Krishna Padabi Nivista Chetasam Baddhanjalim Prashraya Namra Kandharam, with so much humbleness in front of Nanda and Sunanda. He is like that. At the time, Sunanda Nanda and they are speaking to Dhruva Maharaj, saying that Sunanda Nanda Upasutya Sasmitam Pratyotho Pushkarana Bhasammato. So they are saying whatever the Lord has said to them. Pushkarana Bhasammato. And with a smiling faces, gentle smile faces, Sunanda and Nanda, they are speaking to Dhruva Maharaj. So saying that, Bho Rajan Subhadram te vacham no avhidaha shrunu. Oh Dhruva, just listen what we are saying. Bho Rajan, oh Dhruva Maharaj, like that. Yaha panchavashaha tapasa bhavan devam atitrupat. When you are at 5 years old of age, so you have pleased the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Tasya Jagadhatuhu avam devasi saringinah Pashudau iha sampraptau netum tvam bhagavadpadam. So we have come here so to take you to the Vaikunta Loka because you have pleased and Lord has sent this aeroplane and sent us to bring you there. So likewise, Sunanda and Nanda are saying to Dhruva Maharaj, and that Vishnupadam tu durjayam Vishnupadam jitam tvaya yat suryo aprapya vichakshate param atishta tat chandra divakaradayoho graharkshataraha paryanti dakshinam. So that Dhruva Mandala, that planet of the Lord, which is circled by all the planetary systems, all the planetary system. So this is the Dhruva star. And all the moon and the sun, everyone are, all the planets are rotating around the Dhruva. Graharakshataaraha paryanti dakshinam, and going towards the dakshinam. And then the Sunandananda are saying, Anasitam te pitrabhihi anyaihi apyanga kare chet atishta jagatam vandyam tad vishnoho paramam padam. So that the tad vishnoho paramam padam, which is worshipped by all other planetary systems. Atishta jagatam vandyam. And so before you, your forefathers also have not got into that. Anasitam te pitrabhihi. Your fathers, they did not go there. Apyanga kare chet. And now, etad vimana paravaram uttama shloka maulina. Now, you just about this, etad vimana paravam uttama shloka maulina upastapitam ayushman adirodam tvamarhasi. Now, this is the best of the airplanes sent by the uttama shloka maulina, by Supreme Personality of Godhead. Now, you just aboard this airplane. And as soon as this Sunandananda, this says to Dhruv Maharaj, he went there, went to the river, and he took the bath as usual. And he was very pleased by the words the Sunandananda speaking very sweetly. So, and then Nishamya Vaikunta Niyojjam Mukyayoho Madhuchitam Vacham Gurukrama Priyaha Krutabhisheha Krutanitya Mangalo Munin Pranamya Ashisham Abhyavadaya. And then he offered his obeisances unto the sages who are at the Badrikashrama. And then Krutabhishekha Krutanitya Mangalo. Every day he used to take bath in those waters and decorate his body with all kinds of ornaments. Krutanitya Mangalo, Krutabhishekha. So after that, he worshipped this airplane, and also he offered his obeisances unto Nanda and Sunanda. Parityabhyacha Dishnyagram Pashado Abhivandyacha. Iyesha tad adhistatam Vibradrupam Hiranmayam. And while he was taking the protection around the airplane, Vibradrupam Hiranmayam. So Dhruv Maharaj's body turned into golden hue. His body is now currently with the human body, it is turned into the golden form in his spiritual body. At that time, Tadottana Padaha Putro Dadarsha Antakam Agatam. Mrityoho Mrithivat Padam Dat Mrityoho Mudni Padam Datva Aruroha Adbhutam Gurham. So during that time, the Mrityu has come, and then so do we see here Mrityu here? So he has put one step on the head of the Mrityu and then aboarded onto the airplane. Mrityor Mudni Padam Datva Aruroha Adbhutam Gurham. And he put one step on the head of the Mrityu and he entered into that airplane. So at that time, all the flowers are falling on Dhruv Maharaj from the Gandharvas are the Gandharo Mukyaha Prajughu Petuhu Kusuma Vrishtayaha. So they are sprinkling the flowers on top of Dhruv Maharaj and airplane. So at the time he remembered his mother as well. So at the time, before it starts, at the time, this Nanda and Sunanda, they showed that Dhruva, there is another airplane is also going in the sky. That is your mother. Your mother Suniti is going in the airplane. At the time he was very pleased. Now, so that is where the recap. So now she will enter into the verse 34. And how he was going into the Dhruva planet. So this is verse number 34. Tatra tatra prashamshadbihi pativaimanikaihi suraihi avakiryamano dadrushe kusumaihi kramasho grahan. Tatra tatra prashamshadbihi pativaimanikaihi suraihi avakiryamano dadrushe kusumaihi kramasho grahan. When he was going, tatra tatra prashamshadbihi, and everyone are glorifying the Dhruv Maharaj, by persons engaged in the praise of Dhruv Maharaj. Tatra tatra prashamshadbihi. Pati Vaimanikaihi Suraihi. So the Pati Vaimanikaihi Suraihi, that airplane, that path, that airplane is taking, carried by different types of airplanes. Vaimanikaihi, Suraihi, and also demigods airplanes are also there. Pati Vaimanikaihi Suraihi, by the demigods. Avikiryamanu Dadrushe, and the Avikiryamana is being covered. Dadrushe, they could see Kusumaihi by flowers. And Kramashah Grahan, this is Kramashah, one after another, Grahan, all the planets of the solar system. So demigods in their airplanes, they're sprinkling the flowers on Dhruv Maharaj, and that airplane, that Dhruv Maharaj airplane is going to Vaikunta Loka. Okay. So tatra tatra prahamshadbihi pati vaimanikaihi suraihi avakiryamanu dadrushe kusumaihi kramaso grahan. Okay. So for this translation, while Dhruv Maharaja was passing through space, he gradually saw all the planets of the solar system. And on the path, he saw all the demigods in their airplanes showering flowers upon him like rain. Okay, purport by Srila Prabhupada, Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Okay, so can I request Swarup Prabhu, so would you like to read the purport, please? They are available. So if Swarup Prabhu is not immediately available, can I request Gayatri Mataji to read the purport, please?
Hare Krishna Prabhuji. Purport by Srila Prabhupada. Jai Srila Prabhupada. There is a Vedic version, Yasmin Vignayate Sarvam Evam Vignatam Bhavati, which means that by knowing the Supreme Personality of Godhead, everything becomes known to the devotee. Similarly, by going to the planet of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, one can know all the other planetary systems on the path of Vaikunta, path to Vaikunta. We should remember that Dhruv Maharaja's body was different from our bodies. While boarding the Vaikunta airplane, his body changed to a completely spiritual golden hue. No one can surpass the higher planets in a material body. But when one gets a spiritual body, he can travel not only to the higher planetary system of this material world, but even to the higher planetary system known as Vaikunta Loka. It is Hare Krishna. Should I move? Hare
Please,
Krishna.
Mataji, it seems you do have good signals. Just checking. Voice is a little bit breaking.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji. Can you hear me, Prabhuji?
Yes, now I can hear you. Yes, Mataji.
Yes, okay. Yes. It should be noted also that while Suniti was going to Vaikunta Loka, she also changed her body into a spiritual form. Like Sri Suniti, every mother should train her child to become a devotee like Dhruva Maharaja. Suniti instructed her son, even at the age of 5 years, to be unattached to worldly affairs and to go to the forest to search out the Supreme Lord. She never desired that her son remain at home comfortably without ever undertaking austerities and penances to achieve the favor of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Every mother, like Suniti, must take care of her son and train him to become a brahmachari from the age of 5 years and to undergo austerities and penances for spiritual realization. The benefit will be that if her son becomes a strong devotee like Dhruva, certainly not only will he be transferred back home, back to Godhead, but she will also be transferred with him to the spiritual world, even though she may be unable to undergo austerities and penances in executing devotional service. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Mataji. So this is very beautiful and enlightening purport. So how Dhruv Maharaj is going to the Vaikunta planet trained by his mother, and his mothers may not be able to perform austerities and penances, but they can make their children to do it. But nowadays, what happens? They were sent to the some kind of private schools. I wanted my son to be rich and then earn so much money and get married and have good house, car, and everything. And what it means, it is more and more entanglement. Okay, so here let us go through the purpose. What Prabhupada is mentioning, yasmin vijnate sarvam evam vijnatam bhavati. So yasmin vijnate sarvam, one which means by knowing the Supreme Personality of Godhead, everything becomes known to the devotee. So this is what Krishna's consciousness, where we reveal all the devotees get all kinds of knowledge. So Krishna means it includes all other incarnations, all the ज्ञानं परम गुह्यं में यद विज्ञान समन्वितं स रहस्यं तद अंगम च. So all the supplementary knowledge also, the itihasas, Puranas, everything will be perfectly understood. So this is what Krishna, the Lord says, Jnanam param guhyam me yad vijnanam samanvitam sa rahasyam tadangam cha gurhana gaditam maya. He says to Brahma, Brahma, I'm going to give everything, all supplementary knowledge, the confidential knowledge, everything. Just receive it. So one just only hold on to the lotus feet of Krishna, everything will, all knowledge will be completely revealed. And also this knowledge is completely transcendental. And also not only transcendental knowledge, also the material knowledge also automatically. By so many analogies, so many perceptions of this material world, we can understand in all angles. Okay, similarly, by going to the planet of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, one can know all other planetary systems on the path to Vaikunta. So this also we can see. Sometimes devotees may be having desires. How this could what is the Bhurloka, Suvarloka, and Maharloka, Tapoloka, Janaloka. Likewise, they also wanted to see. Sometimes maybe having some desires, but once they come to Krishna consciousness, that desires may be subsided small, but still little desires may be there. But that those things also can be fulfilled while they're going to Vaikunta Loka in the airplanes. And we should remember that Dhruv Maharaj's body, so to go there, and here, his body was turned into golden hue, spiritual golden hue. If we see in this material world, when our acharyas, especially the sannyasis who are performing austerities and penances for a very long period, their body turns into golden hue little bit. We could observe those things. It is a spiritual power. It is the spiritual power. Because complete brahmacharya and engaging in the austerities like fasting and always engaging in spiritual studies, waking up early in the morning, always remembering the Lord. That is why all devotees, they wanted to go towards the sannyasis, but we need to go to the right sannyasis. Okay, so here, so when we go there, that aura, and also that if we serve him a little bit, we also get some kind of taste for the Krishna Katha and the devotional service. That is Sutrushadanasya Vasudeva Katharuchihi Syan Masya Vipraha Punyatirtha Nishevanat. We render a little bit of service to them. Susrushaya Sardadhanasya. Susrushaya Sardadhanasya Vasudeva Katharuchihi Syan Mahatsevaya Vipraha Punyatirtha Nishevanat. That is called Mahatseva. Okay, so and then no one can surpass the higher planets in a material body. But when one gets spiritual body, he can travel not only to the higher planet system of this material world, but even to the still higher planet system known as Vaikunta Loka. So here, if we see the airplanes, sometimes we also have seen Arjuna has gone to this Amaravati, the Indra's planet. So the Matali, he is the chariot driver of Indra. So that Indra's chariot, it contains 10,000 horses, green horses. And when Matali, that big chariot, it contains all kinds of weapons in it. And Matali comes to the earth where the Arjuna was performing his austerities and penances to please Lord Shiva, and then Lord Shiva gave his Pashpatastra to Arjuna, and also Yamadharmaraja and Kuvera, Varuna, they also gave their weapons to Arjuna. Later on, Indra sends the airplane, that chariot, Indra's chariot. That is the with which is having green steeds, green horses with there of 10,000, and it is very gigantic chariot. He went to the Amravati because it is nearby, so chariot was sent. And another occasion when Yudhishthira was, this is Mahaprasthana time. Once all the Pandavas are going towards the Mahaprasthana, and while they were climbing this, I think, Gandhamadana mountain. So during that time, all of these Pandava brothers, their bodies are falling down. Of course, they are going to back to the Indra's planet again, where Krishna was present, waiting for all these Pandavas. Okay, so and then only Yudhishthira was made to go on top of that mountain, and then Indra's chariot came again with Matali. Again there is, and then there is some conversation, small story, but he took Yudhishthira to the planet, but which is nearby. But if you wanted to go Vaikunta Loka, it is so long distance, very long distance. We need a special airplanes, like spiritual airplanes. So that what we see here, this is the spiritual ones, and here his body, Dhruv Maharaj's body turned into golden hue. Okay, so and then it is well known that Narada Muni travels everywhere, both in the spiritual and material worlds. We have seen this past time about Narada Muni. So in the previous life, he was the son of maid servant, and then he has performed devotional service to the Lord. And then later on, in the next day of Lord Brahma, he got the spiritual body, and he can enter into the spiritual world and also into the material world, and he can go in the sky. He can travel. So whenever Vyasadeva asked, how did you get this one? So at the time he says, by the mercy of the devotees of the Lord. And once upon a time, Uchistalepa Anumodito Dvijaihi, Sakrusma Bhunje Tad Apasta Kilbishaha. Once upon a time, I have taken the food which is left over by the these devotees of the Lord, and I got the taste of that one. And when they were going from that Chaturmasi period, I took that. They have also, because of merciful to everyone, they gave me the Maha Mantra to me. So I have chanted and performed austerities, and then later on, in due course of time, my mother was bitten by the snake, and then I took that opportunity. I went far away into the some kind of forest, and during that time, so many things, and then I meditated on the Lord. Lord appeared to me, and then he told me that you have to do austerities and penances until you are completely purified. You cannot come back. So, and in such a due course of time, he left that body. The next day of Brahma, Narada Muni came along with when the Brahma was creating his children like Prajapatis and sages like that. At the time he appeared. Narada Muni body is not ordinary, it is a spiritual body. He can enter into spiritual and material bodies. So here, who are all going here? One is the Dhruv Maharaj, and then further, who is a devotee of the Lord. And it should be noted also, Suniti was also going to the Vaikunta Loka because she is a Pada Pradarshika Guru. Pada Pradarshika Guru. Even the one may not be able to go, but if he make other people to make as a pure devotees, then his path is also clear to go to the Vaikunta Loka. So that's why Prabhupada is mentioning here, every mother like Suniti must take care of her son and train him to become brahmachari from the age of 5 years. This is the Kaumaram Acharya Pradnyu Dharman Bhagavatan Iha. So in this material world, we have to follow the Bhagavata Dharma. Manusham Dhurlabham Janma. So this is Manusham Dhurlabham Janma. What is that? Tadatyapi Adhruvam Tadadhadam. So what is that purpose is to attain the perfection of human life. So that for that purpose, every mother should train the child from the age of 5 years old. Kaumaram Acharya Pradnyu. They may not be knowing this about the austerities and penances, but mother has to teach them. Okay, so in such a mother will be benefited, even though mothers cannot perform all the austerities and penances, so they can go back. So if we are doing, our parents' path is to the Vaikunta Loka is clear. They also go to Vaikunta. Okay, that is about this paragraph. So here, in the during the 5 years of age, so here Sunanda and Nanda, they're saying that you have pleased the Supreme Personality of Godhead. You have pleased the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Likewise, Dhruva, it is so beautiful how he has meditated from the 8th chapter and 9th chapter, 10th chapter. Dhruva's pastimes are very, very beautiful. Okay, so that is that particular shloka. So tatra tatra prashamjat bihi pati vaimanikaihi suraihi avakiryamana dadrushe kramasho kusumaihi kramasho grahan. So when he was going, all the demigods in their aeroplanes, they are looking and showering the flowers on top of Dhruva Maharaj. Okay, so we shall move to the next shloka. What further Maitreya Rishi is saying to Vidura. त्रिलोकीं देवयानेन सो अतिव्रजा मुनीन् अपि परस्ताद्यद्ध्रुवगतिः विष्णोः पदम् अभ्यगात् अताभ्यगात्. So Trilokim Devayanena, and the three planetary system Trilokim Devayanena by the transcendental airplane. Trilokim Devayanena, so Ativrajja Muninapi, that airplane crossed the Ativrajja. Ativrajja is having surpassed Munin Api. The Munin, the great sages, there are Saptarishis, the 7 great sages. And we can see in the sky also, in the everyday night, there we can see there are 7 stars, the 4 and 3 stars are just as paired together always. And then under one of the big stars, there is one little star which is called Arundhati, that is Vasishtha Rishi, we can say. So there is Sapta Rishis, the Saptarshi Mandala. So Dhruva's airplane, it has surpassed that Saptarshi Mandala. So Ativrajja Muninapi, Parastad Yad Dhruvagatihi, and beyond that, beyond which Dhruvagatihi, Dhruvaloka is there, who attained permanent life. Vishnoho Padam Ata Abhyagat, and abode of the Lord Vishnu, Ata Abhyagat, it was achieved by Dhruva Maharaj. So in such a way, he left. So this shloka mentions Dhruva Maharaj has reached to Vishnu's abode. Trilokim Devayanena, so Ativrajya Muninapi, Parastadya Dhruvagatihi, Vishnoho Padam Atabhyagat. So translation, Dhruva Maharaj thus surpassed the 7 planet systems of the great sages who are known as Saptarshi. Beyond that region, he achieved the transcendental situation of permanent life in the planet where Lord Vishnu lives. Okay, purport by Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada. Okay, can I request any other devotee to read the purport, please?
Do you want me to read it, Prabhu?
Yes, Swarup Prabhuji, please.
Hare Krishna. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. The airplane was piloted by the 2 chief associates of Lord Vishnu, namely Sunanda and Nanda. Only such spiritual astronauts can pilot their airplane beyond the 7 planets and arrive in the region of eternal blissful life. It is confirmed in the Bhagavad Gita also, within bracket, Paras tasmat bhavo aniya, that beyond this planetary system begins the spiritual sky where everything is permanent and blissful. The planets there are known as Vishnu Loka or Vaikunta Loka. Only there can one get an eternal blissful life of knowledge. Below Vaikunta Loka is the material universe, where Lord Brahma and others in Brahma Loka can live until the annihilation of this universe. But that life is not permanent. That is also confirmed in the Bhagavad Gita. Abrahama Bhuvana Loka, even if one Prabhu, there is something, okay. Even if one goes to the topmost planet, one cannot achieve eternal life. Only by arriving in Vaikunta Loka can one live an eternally blissful life. Hare Krishna Prabhu. Srila Prabhupada ki jai.
Jai. Thank you, Prabhuji. So this is Vaikunta Loka. So if we just look at so little bit of Vaikunta planets, Abhuna Bhuna Loka Punaravartino. Okay, so this is some of the beautiful picture we could see here. Let me show that full screen. Okay, so this is our material universe, and where it contains 14 planetary systems, where this is the Bhumandala is there, Earth, the seventh planetary systems. Above the Earth, there is Bhorloka, Suvarloka, which are in the yellow color. And above that one, Maharloka is there, Janaloka, Tapoloka, Satyaloka. And here at Maharloka, we would see the Kshirodaka Sai Vishnu, and then Dhruvaloka, there is a star is kept here. So here, Lord has got, in every universe, he has got his abode. The Tad Vishnuho Paramam Padam. Sada Pasyinti Surayaha. So likewise, Diviva Chakshuradatam, all the demigods are also looking to go to the abode of Tad Vishnuho Paramam Padam. Aditya Jagatam, Atistam Jagatam Vandyam, which is glorified by all other planetary systems. So that one, we would see that one. So here in this purport, so here, in order to go there, that airplane, and in order to go to the Indraloka, we needed charity sufficient. But to go to the upper planet system, that Vaikunta Loka, we needed expert pilots. Airplane was piloted by two chief associates of Lord Vishnu. And here, when Krishna has got his chariot, Krishna has taken his chariot driver is Daruka. But he used to go take Krishna, but when Krishna was going out of this universe, taking Arjuna to the Karnataka Sai Vishnu, during that time, Krishna only driven that chariot. And those 4 horses, I think they are the Saibhya, Sugriva, Balahaka, and Megha Pushpa. These are the 4 horses names of Krishna's chariot. They were crossing this material universe. So when the going to the end of this universal coverings, during that time, they could not cross because of darkness. And Krishna used his Sudarshan Chakra, and then they have crossed that one. So it needs a proper vehicle to move out of this universe. Okay, so that is Krishna has taken Arjuna to the Karnodak Sai Vishnu. So, but here, going to the Dhruvaloka. So here, it requires the spiritual astronauts can pilot their airplane beyond the 7 planets and arrive in the region of eternal blissful life. So this is what, and that planet, Lord's abode, Vaikunta, it is eternal. Parastasmatu bhavanyo avyakto avyaktana sanatanaha. Avyakto avyakta sanatanaha. It is eternally existing. That this is the money. The Lord says, what is the aim of life? It is said, Manishtano anubhavoyam mama loka avalokanam yad bhukrutya rahasya chakadha paramam tapaha. That means whenever he spoke to, Lord says to Brahma after his austerities and penances, O Brahma, so once after austerities and penances, one has to come back to my abode. Manishitanu anubhavoyam mama loka avalokanam. One has to experience all this bliss and happiness along with me. But you have carried out, according to my instructions, you carried out tapasya, austerities and penances in the earth. And now you are eligible for that one to come. But however, you have got some duty here for the creation purposes. So that Lord says that one. But Lord says, Manishtan anubhavoye mama loka avalokanam. So that is the thing. So here to go to the spiritual planet and enjoy with the Lord, where everything is permanent and blissful. The planets that are known as Vishnu Loka or Vaikunta Loka, only there can one get an eternal blissful life of knowledge. This is when we have got the knowledge in all times and circumstances, We are fixed. We do not speak anything nonsensical things about anything about material, anything about the temporary, anything about inauspicious. We never ever speak. Once we completely equipped with the knowledge, we speak only the scriptural injunctions. This Brahma also mentions Yenna Vrajintaka Vidorachinanuvādat Shunvanti Yena Vishayaha Pukata Matignihim Yastu Sutahada Bhagaihi Vibrata Sahara Tantan Kshipanti Asaraneshu Tamastu Hantam. If one does not discuss about the Vaikunta Loka, spiritual planets, about the Lord and his pastimes, and if he is simply engaging himself into the watching TVs, Kukata Matignihi, Grammikata, then Tantang Kshipanti Asaraneshu Tamassu Hanta, they will go down into the this Tiryek. This is a living entities with 4 legs like that, downwards. So one has to always discuss the topics of the Lord. Okay, so this is all the knowledge. Krishna Katha means it contains all the knowledge. So below Vaikunta Loka is the material universe where the Lord Brahma and others in Brahma Loka can live until annihilation of this universe. So this is Brahma's lifetime is of 311 trillion years plus some billion years. So that many number of years. After that, this universe will be annihilated. And Garbhodaka Sai Vishnu, all these living entities enter into the Garbhodaka Sai Vishnu, and then he will go back out of this universe when the time comes. Okay, that is the universal time. But that life is not permanent. And that is also confirmed in the Bhagavad Gita. Again, they all go back to and rest in the Mahavishnu's body. Again, they will come through as like the egg cells, and then that egg cells, these golden eggs, that will be covered by Mahatattva. And then it will form as another universe. Another universe, again, Lord expands himself into another Garbhodaka Sai Vishnu and enter into it. So there are so many, how many number of universes equal to number of Garbhodaka Sai Vishnus. Okay, likewise, and also equal to number of Lord Brahmas. But Karnadak Sai Vishnu is the only one. Okay, so and then that is also confirmed in the Bhagavad Gita. Abrahma Bhuna Loka Punaravartinojjana. Even if one is just going to Lord Brahma's planet, he will come back again to the earthly planet, which is called Matya Loka or Mrityu Loka, where there is a death takes place. Okay, even if one goes to the topmost planet, one cannot achieve eternal life. Only by arriving in the Vaikunta Loka can one live an eternal blissful life. Okay, so this is why that Dhruva Maharaj achieved. Dhruva Maharaj achieved. So that one we see here. This is the Dhruva and going into this above. So this one, Dhruva Loka, we could see, this is the Shishumara Chakra. So the great sages, they see Sisumara. And within the Sisumara, that Vishnu Loka is situated. And here we could see this one in the sky. Okay, so there is further. And all the planetary systems, they rotate around the Dhruva Loka. So this is Sumara planetary systems. Sometimes we see, what is your constellation? Someone say Libra, and then Taurus, something like that, Leo, and all these things. It is a pattern of the stars within that particular position. So the stars form in that kind of pattern. Then it is called Leo, Taurus, or Libra, something like that. So that only these astrologers, they can see it perfectly. So it is Jyotish Shastra. Okay, so here all these planetary systems, they take round against. This is the one. So these are kind of this is the Saptarshi Mandala. There are 7 stars, and these 7 stars, it will be rotating around. We would see the different patterns in the evening and the night time and in the morning, like that. It is a movements. Okay, so this is the big differ. Further. So this is the Dhruva Loka, the polar star, pole star. So it is mentioned, it is 3.8 million yojanas above the sun. And all the stars tied to Dhruva Loka with ropes of air, pravaha, revolve around Bhumandala. Revolve around Bhumandala. Whatever you see in this one, the flat ones with all the circles, this is called Bhumandala. In the middle, there is a tiny thing which is called Jambudvipa. It is our planet. And our dweep, our island, which is surrounded by the salt water. Around that, there is a Plaksha Dweepa, likewise other 7 dweepas, and totally 7 dweepas, 7 islands, and 7 oceans. Okay, so in the center of Jambu Dweepa, there is a very thin, it is a Meru mountain, which we cannot see with our eyes. So, and then on top of this Meru mountain, in different positions, different planetary systems, they are rotating around this Meru mountain. On top, there is a Dhruvalok. Okay, so this is described very beautifully, but okay, so this is what we are in. We need to go further about two more shlokas. We will come back there later on. And then further, Maitreya Rishi is saying, who are all eligible to go there? Who are all eligible to go there? यद्भ्राजमानं सुरुचैव सर्वतो लोकास्त्रयो ह्यनु विभ्राजन्त येते यन्न व्रजन्त्यन्तुषु येन अनुग्रहो व्रजन्ति भद्राणि चरन्ति ये निशम् यद्भ्राजमानं स्वरुचा इव सर्वतो. So that planet Brajamanam illuminating Swarucha by the self-effulgence, Swaruchaiva eva only sarvataha everywhere. Lokastrayohi anu vibhrajantayete. And the illumination coming from that planet, it illuminates all other planets as well. Lokaha trayohi anu vibhrajayantayete. Anu vibhrajayantayete. Vibhrajayant. Thereupon give off light. Ete. Yen na Yadna Vrajan Jantushe Ananugrahaha. And there, that planet, what is this one? Na Avrajan, not reached. Jantushu, to living entities. Ye Ananugraha, who are not merciful. Vrajanti Bhadrani Charanti Erisham. And only reach the devotees who are constantly engaged in the devotional service. So Vrajanti reach Bhadrani welfare activities, Charanti engage in those who Anisham constantly. This is devotees of the Lord. Okay, so translation. The self-effulgent Vaikunta planets, by whose illumination alone, all the illuminating planets within its material world give off reflected light, cannot be reached by those who are not merciful to other living entities. Only persons who constantly engage in welfare activities for other living entities can reach the Vaikunta planets. Okay, purport by Srila Prabhupada. Yes, sir, can I request any other devotee to take a time to read the purport, please? We have Vijay Krishna Prabhuji available.
Hare Krishna.
Are you available to read the purport, Prabhuji?
Yes, of course.
Yes,
Purport. Here is a description of two aspects of the Vaikunta planets. The first is that in the Vaikunta sky, there is no need of the sun and moon. This is confirmed by the Upanishads as well as Bhagavad Gita. Na tad basayate suryo na shashanko na pavakaham. In the spiritual world, the Vaikunta lokas are themselves illuminated. There is therefore no need of sun, moon, or electric light. It is in fact the illumination of the Vaikunta lokas which is reflected in the material sky. Only by this reflection are the suns in the material universes illuminated. After the illumination of the sun, all the stars and moons are illuminated. In other words, all the luminaries in the material sky borrow illumination from Vaikunta Loka. From this material world, however, people can be transferred to the Vaikunta Loka if they incessantly engage in welfare activities for all other living entities. Such incessant welfare activities can really be performed only in Krishna consciousness. There is no philanthropic work within this material world but Krishna consciousness that can engage a person 24 hours a day. A Krishna conscious being is always engaged in planning how to take all of suffering humanity back home, back to Godhead. Even if one is not successful in reclaiming all the fallen souls back to Godhead, still, because he is Krishna conscious, his path of Vaikunta Loka is open. He personally becomes qualified to enter the Vaikunta Lokas, and if anyone follows such a devotee, he also enters into Vaikunta Loka. Others, who engage in envious activities, are known as karmis. Karmis are envious of one another. Simply for sense gratification, they can kill thousands of innocent animals. Jnanis are not as sinful as karmis, but they do not try to reclaim others back to Godhead. They perform austerities for their own liberation. Yogis are also engaged in self-aggrandizement by trying to attain mystic powers. But devotees, Vaishnavas, who are servants of the Lord, come forward in the actual field of work in Krishna consciousness to reclaim fallen souls. Only Krishna conscious persons are eligible to enter into the spiritual world. That is clearly stated in this verse and is confirmed in Bhagavad Gita, wherein the Lord says that there is no one dearer to him than those who preach the gospel of Bhagavad Gita to the world.
Thank you, Prabhuji.
You're welcome.
So here in this purport, Prabhupada is describing about the Vaikunta planets again. So Vaikunta planets, they are self-illuminated. There is no need of the Surya, Chandra, or electricity. Natad bhasayate suryo na shashamko na pavakaha yad gatva na nivattante taddhama paramam mama. So that is my abode. Krishna gives the address of his abode. And that abode is beyond this material universe. In the spiritual world, Vaikunta Lokas are themselves illuminated. So this is what it is Prabhupada is describing here, and self-illumination. And only by this reflection are the suns in the material universe illuminated. Gama Vishesha Bhutani. And this is again Krishna says in the 15th chapter of Bhagavad Gita. Dharayami aham vodjasa. So these are Dharayami aham vodjasa. So all this by Krishna's energy. All material these planets are rotating in their orbits. All stars and moons are illuminated. In other words, all the luminaries in the material sky borrow illumination from Vaikunta Loka, borrowing that light. Because Vaikunta Lokas are self-illuminated, everything or else are reflections. Likewise, whenever moon is also receiving the energy from the sun, that's what we see in this sky. Okay, likewise, all other, even sun receives from that light from the Vaikunta planet. From the material world, however, people can be transferred to the Vaikunta Loka if they incessantly engage in welfare activities for all the living entities. This is living entities, they call Surya Dwarena. In our second canto, Sukadeva Goswami is describing how the living entities elevate themselves gradually, one planet above another, gradually going and then going to the Brahma, and then he mentioned Surya Dwarena. It is Surya, the sun planet is also entrance to the Vaikunta planet. We could assume that one as well. Okay, so that is one thing. And such incessant welfare activities can really be performed only in Krishna consciousness. So whenever a living entity is performing all pious activities, we do not do any karmic activities or sakama activities. So we do akama. Akama is we do not desire anything, only for the pleasure of the Lord. Only for the pleasure of the Lord. Akamaha sarvakamo va mokshakama udharadi tivrena bhakti yogena yajeta purusham param. So, and Kapil Bhagavan says, they're very beautiful things. Bhaktya puman jat viraga indriya drushtasan madratanu chintaya chittasya etva grahane yoga yukto yetishite rujabihi yoga marghaihi असेवयायं प्रकृतिर्ज्ञानं ज्ञानेन वैराग्य विजृंभितेन योगेन मयि अर्पितया च भक्त्या मां प्रत्यगात्मानं इहावरुन्धे. In this life one can experience that blissful happiness, that eternal happiness here while we are living in this material body. He will live like that. Mam pratyagatmanam iha avarunde, he will experience when jnanina vairagya vijrumbitena asevayayam prakritir gunanam. We do not serve the materialistic nature. What is materialistic nature means? The senses, body, and all those things. We only try to do anything to please Krishna. Bhaktya puman jata viraga indriya drushta sutan madrachananu chintaya chittasya yetva grahane yoga yukto yetishite rujibhihi yoga margaihi. So these are the how one can experience in the this blissfulness while he is in this body itself. We can see practically all our devotees, they're always in happy mood. Okay, there is a little bit we would see, but we need to go deep into the heart of those devotees, how they look, how they're experiencing. So here, welfare activities means only Krishna consciousness. There is no anything opposite to Krishna consciousness or Vishnu consciousness. It is not welfare, because that's a materially temporary adjustment only. That is not a welfare. So Vishnu Bhakta Smruta Daiva Asuraha Tad Viparyaha. Only devotees of Vishnu or Vishnu Bhakta Smruta Daiva Asuraha Tad Viparyaha. Anything opposite to that one is demonic. It doesn't matter whatever the demigod, whatever the process it is. Because there is Yasyastir Bhaktir Bhagvatya Kinchena Gunaihi Sarvaihi Gunaihi Tatra Samasate Suraha Hara Bhaktasya Kuta Mahadgunaha. So this is Manorotena Asati Dhavato Bahihi. So many beautiful things. A devotee of the Lord, he accumulates all good qualities within him. Sarvaihi Gunaihi Tatra Samasate Suraha Harava Bhaktasya. If he is not a devotee of the Lord, Kuta Mahadgunaha, how can any good qualities would exist in them? Because Manoratena, in his heart, in his mind, in his Manoratena, Ratha is the chariot, and Asati is the which is not permanent, that is sitting in that Manoratena. Asati Dhavato Bahihi, it is dragging him to enjoy these material things. Yavat Midmatmanindriyadha Maya Bhalam Bhagavato Janaisha Pasyet. Tavanna samsriti raso sankrameta vyadhapi dukkha neham vahati kriyardha. Likewise, always engaged in which are only but only this is that, but only this is that. In such a way, asati, they wanted to enjoy temporary pleasures. That is sitting, asati, manoratena asati dhavato bahihi. They do not have any good qualities. How can any good qualities exist in them? So this is not a welfare activity. If anything is not Krishna consciousness or Vishnu consciousness. So there is no philanthropic work within this material world, but Krishna consciousness that can change a person 24 hours a day. Okay, so this is how our Krishna consciousness come into the picture. There is nothing beyond Krishna consciousness in this world. This is nalabhyate yad brahmatam uparyadaha. Even if you just wander around the 14 planet systems, you do not find anything except Krishna. This is the topmost thing. A Krishna conscious being is always engaged in planning how to take all suffering humanity back home, back to Godhead. So he is the only most compassionate soul. Janasya Krishna Vimukasya Deva Adharma Silasya Sudikkitasya Anugraheha Charanti Nunam Bhutani Bhavyani Janardhanasya. This is when the devotee, when the living entities are far away from Krishna. Janasya Krishna Vimukasya Devad. Vimukasya. They do not come to Krishna consciousness. So for such kind of people, they fall into throughout the world. Some are in the west, some are in the east, and throughout the world spread all the conditioned souls. So, but devotees of the Lord, they wander throughout the world to give Krishna consciousness. Janasya Krishna Vimukasya Devat Adharma Silasya Sudikkitasya Anugraheha Charanti Nunam Anugraheha Charanti Nunam. They will wander and to give Bhutani Bhavyani Janardhanasya. They are so compassionate. These are only we can see in the Krishna consciousness. And also our Vaishnava Acharyas, they are in different sampradayas are also. Nimbarka Sampradaya and that is Kumara Sampradaya, Shri Sampradaya and Brahmamadva Gaudi Sampradaya, Rudra Sampradaya. All devotees of the Lord, they wander to give Krishna consciousness to all the living entities, so that they will remember Krishna on one point. Okay, so even if one is not successful in reclaiming all the fallen souls back to Godhead, still, because he is Krishna conscious, his path to Vaikunta Loka is open. Moksha Dwaram Apavrutam. Moksha Dwaram Apavrutam is open. Vaikunta is Loka is open. Prasangamajaram Pasham Atmanaha Kavayo Viduhu. Saeva Shadha Sukruto Moksha Dwaram Apavrutam. Prasangam Majharam Pasham. This is Prasangam means talking about material things, that movie, that the eatable things, hotels, movies, different, all this. Prasangam Ajaram Pasham. It is Ajaram. It will tie them very strongly. Pasham. Because a Atmanaha Kavyo Viduhu, but intelligent people who are who are eager to understand Atmanaha Kavyo Viduhu, the self-realization people who are inclined to that. Saeva sadhushu kurto, they make association with the sadhus, so that moksha dwaram apavritam. So moksha dwaram is the doors for the liberation, it is open. So where it starts, association with the devotees of the Lord. So that's why here devotees of the Lord are very compassionate. They wander and then give their association to the fallen souls and to reclaim them. That's why a moment of devotees association is very valuable than the liberation. So that is, it is mentioned like, what is that shloka? Tulayama lavenapi na swargam na punarbhavam bhagvat sangye sangasya machanam ki mutashishaham. Tulayama lavenapi, a little bit of devotees association is greater than the liberation. What to speak of the heavenly comforts and materialistic things. So that is a devotees association. Those devotees here wander to claim back these conditioned souls. And he personally becomes qualified to enter the Vaikunta Lokas. And if anyone follows such a devotee, he also enters into Vaikunta Loka. Others who engage in the envious activities are known as karmis. Karmis means it is always trying to accumulate money as much as possible, how to enjoy this one and that one, buy and secure the family. Atmaja Stagara. Atmaja Stagara. What is that shloka? It is like a Niroda Mola Hridaya Atmanu Bahumanyate. They think that this is my home, this is my children, this is my land. In such a way, it is strongly rooted. It is my company. I want to do it. So everyone country, America first, and I want Britain make prosper. Someone says make in India, something like that. They wanted to make their lands super. So in such a way, they worship their land. They're all karmis. Okay, so we do not have to think about the karmis. Karmis are envious of one another. I will tax you. You will tax me. You listen to me. Don't disturb my country. And you all come under me. Envious of one another. United Nations means multiple flags. That is, but here, that is our only show-offs. But everyone is envious of other countries. It is all cunningness, enviousness. They will never make good for this entire world. It is simply for sense gratification. They can kill thousands of innocent animals. What animals? Even they think humans as innocent animals. They're killing so many humans on the name of the occupying the land. They do not know how long they are going to live. It is one or two people or only. By the two people's sake, the enviousness between two people, and they are actually the representative of the Kali, the two people of the heads of the two countries, and they make all other soldiers to keep them. Evam Drupanam Chitibhar Janmanam Akshohinibihi Parurta Tejasam Vidaya Vairam Swasano Italam Mito Vadhena Uprato Niravidaha. Like Krishna, he has made the Pandava soldiers like 7 Akshohinis and Kaurava soldiers 11 Akshohinis. They fought each other. All these the soldiers which are burdened to the mother earth, they were all reduced. 18 Akshonis of soldiers reduced. Now also because of, we see the people of two heads of the two countries are like that, many because of enviousness. They are making the lives of the human people, innocent people. They're killing each other. So many soldiers are being dead. So that is karmis. And jnanis are not sinful as karmis, but they do not try to reclaim others. They will go to secluded place and meditate and go back to Godhead. That is their thing. So they perform for their own liberation. Yogis are also engaged in the self-aggrandizement by trying to attain mystic powers. This is the siddhis, getting the so many siddhis. And by devotees, Vaishnavas, who are servants of the Lord, come forward in the actual field of work in Krishna consciousness to reclaim fallen souls. This is the most important work because here not only for himself, it is selfless work. Krishna consciousness means selfless. He is also trying to reclaim the fallen souls. It is greater job than anyone else. So only Krishna conscious persons are eligible to enter into the spiritual world. That is clearly stated in this verse and is confirmed in the Bhagavad Gita, wherein the Lord says that there is no one dearer to me than those who preach the gospel of Bhagavad Gita to the world. Nacha tasman manusheshu kaschan me priyakruttamaha. They are very dear to me. Sadhava hridayam mahyam sadhunam hridayam tvaham madanyanti najananti naham tebhyo managhapi. My devotees, they are always in my heart. I am in their heart. I don't know anyone except my devotees. My devotees, they do not know anything apart me. That is a relation. And yanti anjasa achyuta padam. Yanti anjasa achyuta padam. Achyuti priya bandhavaha. Achyuta priya bandhavaha. They will that will come in the next shloka. So they are all very dear to the Lord, devotees of the Lord. That's why they are only can enter into the Vaikunta planets, not other people very easily. Karmis, there is no chance. Jnanis, only 1%. But devotee, he goes along with him, he takes so many fallen souls with him. That's why devotee of the Lord is the topmost in this. Napasyami param bhotam akattuha samadarshanath. Kapil Bhagwan, there is no greater person than the devotee of the Lord. Everywhere. He is, and Kubera says that because you are the devotee of the Lord, you are desired to get anything from me. Kubera gives the benedictions to Dhruva Maharaj. And Dhruva Maharaj asked that I wanted to just only remember Krishna all the time. That is the only desire he wanted. Okay, so likewise, here this shloka means only devotees of the Lord are able to enter into the Vaikunta, not by anyone else. And devotees relatives, his parents, like the Suniti, because she is like a Pata Pradarshika Guru who helped Dhruva Maharaj. Okay, so that is that shloka. So yad brajamanam suruchaiva sarvato lokastrayohi anuvibhrajantayete Yannāvrjan jantushu ye ananugraho brajanti bhadrani charanti ye nisham. Brajanti bhadrani charanti ye anisham. Okay, so we shall move to the next shloka. So it is, this is the last shloka. So this shloka here, this is where the qualities of the devotee, how they will be eligible to enter into the Vaikunta. So Syantaha Samdrushaha Suddhaha Sarvabhutanurranjanaha Yanti Anjasa Achyuta Padam Achyuta Priya Bandhavaha Syantaha Samadrushaha, they are peaceful, Samadrushaha, equipoised, Suddhaha, cleansed and purified, Sarva Bhutanuranjanaha, all they are pleasing to all the living entities, or they please all the living entities. Sarva Bhutanuranjanaha, Yanti Anjasa Achyuta Padam, they will easily go to the abode of the Lord. Yanti Anjasa, very easily. Achyuta Padam, abode of the Lord. Achyuta Priya Bandhavaha, they are the devotee, they are the Bandhavaha, is the friends or the relatives of the Lord. Achyuta Priya, devotees of the Lord, they are very dear to the Lord. They only can enter into the Vaikunta. Syantaha Samadrushaha Suddhaha Sarvabhutanu Ranjanaha Yanti Anjasa Achyuta Padam Achyuta Priya Bandhavaha. It's a translation. Persons who are peaceful, equipoised, cleansed and purified, and who know the art of pleasing all other living entities, keep friendship only with devotees of the Lord. They alone can very easily achieve the perfection of going back home, back to Godhead. Okay, purport by Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Okay, there are two paragraphs. Can I request Gaurangi Mataji to read first paragraph, if you are available? Gaurangi Mataji is not available. Can I request Jayavad Mataji, would you read the purport, Mataji?
Hare Krishna, yes, thank you. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. The description of this verse fully indicates that only devotees are eligible to enter into the kingdom of Godhead. The first point stated is that devotees are peaceful, for they have no demands for their personal sense gratification. They are simply dedicated to the service of the Lord. Karmis cannot be peaceful because they have immense demands for sense gratification. As for Gnanis, they cannot be peaceful because they are too busy trying to attain liberation or merge into the existence of the Supreme. Similarly, yogis are also restless to get mystic power. But a devotee is peaceful because he is fully surrendered to the Supreme Personality of Godhead and thinks of himself as completely helpless. Just as a child feels complete peace in depending on the parent, so a devotee is completely peaceful, for he depends on the mercy of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Hare Krishna, thank you.
Will you continue, Mataji, please?
Oh, okay. A devotee is equipoised. He sees everyone on the same transcendental platform. A devotee knows that although a conditioned soul has a particular type of body according to his past fruitive activities, factually everyone is part of the Supreme Lord. A devotee sees all living entities with spiritual vision and does not discriminate on the platform of the bodily concept of life. Such qualities develop only in the association of devotees. Without the association of devotees, one cannot advance in Krishna consciousness. Therefore, we have established the International Society of Krishna Consciousness. Factually, whoever lives in this society automatically develops Krishna consciousness. Devotees are dear to the Supreme Personality of Godhead, and the Supreme Personality of Godhead is only dear to the devotees. On this platform only can one make progress in Krishna consciousness. Persons in Krishna consciousness or devotees of the Lord can please everyone, as is evident in the Krishna consciousness movement. We invite everyone without discrimination. We request everyone to sit down and chant the Hare Krishna mantra and take as much prasad as we can supply, and thus everyone is pleased with us. This is the qualification. Sarva Bhuta Bhutanuranjana. Bhutanuranjana. As for purification, no one can be more pure than devotees. Anyone who once utters the name of Vishnu immediately becomes purified inside and outside. Yasmaret Pundrikaksham. Since a devotee constantly chants the Hare Krishna mantra, no contamination of the material world can touch him. He is therefore actually purified. Muchihaya Suchihaya Yadi Krishna Bhaje. It is said that even a cobbler or person born in the family of a cobbler can be elevated to the position of a Brahman, Suchi, if he takes to Krishna consciousness. Any person who is purely Krishna conscious and who engages in chanting the Hare Krishna mantra is the purest in the whole universe. Thank you, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Mataji. It's a very beautiful purport. Again, it is the extension of the previous shloka. So about the karmis and the jnanis and the devotees. So devotees are always karmis and the jnanis. This is Anyabhilashita sunyam jnana karmadi anavritam. Jnana karmadi anavritam. There is no jnana and karma in the devotional service. Anyabhilashita sunyam. And jnana karmadi anavritam anukulyena krishnanuselanam. Anukulyena krishnanuselanam. So here we see the karmis cannot be peaceful, jnanis cannot be peaceful. So this is what Anyabhilasa Shunyam Jnana Karmadi Anavritam. No more karma and jnana. Anukulyena Krishnanu Bhaktiruttama. That is the best of the devotional service, devotees. Okay, this is this paragraph, and his devotee is peaceful because he is fully surrendered to the Supreme Personality of Godhead. This is Yogasya Lakshana Vakshe Sabijasya Rupatmaje Mano Yenaiva Vidhina Prasannam Yati Satpadam. So this is the very beautiful shloka when Yogasya Lakshanam Vakshe Sabijasya Rupatmaje. Kapil Bhagavan says Sabijasya, by the seed of devotion. I will explain this to me. Mano Yenaiva Vidhina Prasannam Yati Satpadam. You will attain the peace of mind. Satpadam, going back to the Vaikunta Lokas. Okay, so here, just like giving Prabhupada, just as a child feels complete peace in depending on the parents, so a devotee is completely peaceful, for he depends on the mercy of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. So wonderful. We see so many devotees, they're always chanting and associating with the devotees and have prasadam. No more of other talks, materialistic talks. And if they come, materialistic things come, let them come and go. Then tamprikya swabharata. As Krishna says, they will hear and tolerate. They are not permanent. And the other thing here in this last purport, the devotee is equipoised, samadrushaha. Shantaha, samdrushaha, suddhaha. They are very clear, complete, cleansed. Why we come to Krishna consciousness? Cleanse ourselves. So many impurities accumulated. Madharmano gunaretaihi parisham shuddha asayaha. Purushasya ajasabhyedi sutamatra gunam bhima. Just by hearing the qualities of Krishna, Madharmano Gunairetaihi Parisham Shuddha Asayaha, to cleanse himself, he will come to the Krishna consciousness. So here, he is always Samadrusha, Suddhaha Samdrushaha. A devotee knows, although a conditioned soul has a particular type of body according to his past fruitive activities, factually, everyone is part of the Supreme Lord. This is Mamaivamsha Jivoloke Jiva Bhutaha Sanatanaha. Atmanam Sarvabhuteshu Bhagavantam Avasitam Apasyat Sarvabhutani Bhagavatyapicha Atmani. So this is once again this kind of shloka. It comes every moment in the Bhagavad Gita number of times, and any times when a devotee's pastime is being described, that this particular shloka will come. Atmanam sarvabhuteshu bhagavantam avasitam Apasyat sarva bhutani bhagavityapi cha atmani. So we see all the living entities situated in the Lord. Lord is present in the heart of all the living entities. I see the Lord in my heart. I see the Lord in my heart. This particular shloka or this meaning. So here, the 11th shloka of this chapter. Sarvatmani achyute sarve tivraugham bhakti mudvahan dadashatmani bhuteshu tam eva avasitam vibhum. So Dhruva Maharaj, Sarvatmani achyute sarve, and all the living entities situated in the achyute sarve, and tivraugham bhakti mudvahan, and by devotional service he can see everything. And dadarsha atmani bhuteshu, and he sees the Lord in the heart of all the living entities. Dadarsha atmani bhuteshu tam eva avasitam vibhum, and that Lord is again in his heart. See, that particular thing, everywhere it comes, whenever that means in a quality we are not different from the Lord of the spirit spark. Aham Brahmasmi. Aham Brahmasmi. So one has to come to that point, and it doesn't matter, but wherever he goes, either it is in the temple or out of the temple. But temple worship is required as long as he needs to purify. He needs to make Mahatam Bahumanena Dinanam Anukampaya Maitriyacha Evatmatulyeshu Yemena Nemena Cha. He need to make friendship with equally qualified or equal level devotees, and worship the senior devotees, or if he is a Kanistadikari, then he has to show compassionate to bring them. So these are the qualities of a pure souls. Kanistadikari, Madhyamadikari, Uttamadikari. So here, a devotee knows that he living entities according to whatever the body they have got. This is based on past fruitive activities. Yajjad bhavyam bhavatu bhagavan purva karma anurupam. Based on past activities. Factually, everyone is part of the Supreme Lord. A devotee sees all living entities with spiritual vision. So here, when he sees, one has to respect Arhyat Danamanabhyam. Arhyat Danamanabhyam. So you need to worship by just, if it is a dog, you need to give a little bit of food. If it is a bird, some seeds. In such a way, you respect different living entities indifferently. Arhyat Danamanabhyam. Manabhyam means just giving the respect to all the living entities, and does not discriminate on the platform of the bodily concept of the life. He will give according to their bodies, but respect on the spiritual platform. So this one Lord Shiva says, Pratyadghama Prashnaya Abhivadanam Vidiyate Sadhu Mitaha Sumadhyame Pranye Parasmai Purushaya Chetasa Guha Saiva Nadeha Manine Guha Saiva. Only the living entity in the heart, that spark I see, not the bodies. Nadeha Manine. Lord Shiva says to Sati Devi, oh Sati Devi, I know what your father Daksha was trying to say, but I was in the meditation and seeing all the living entities, the Lord in the heart of all the living entities. I know how to respect everyone, but I was innocent during the Daksha was entering the hall. I was in the meditation. Sattum Vishuddham Vasudev Sadditam Yedite Tatra Puman Apavritaha Satvech Tasmin Bhagavan Vasudevo Hedokjo me Namasa Vidhiyate. I was offering my obeisances in my in meditation to that Supreme Lord Vasudeva. Lord Shiva says to Sati Devi. So devotee sees not the body, he sees only the Vasudeva in the heart of all the living entities. Na dehamanine, not the body. Such qualities develop only in the association of the devotees. So this comes with the devotee. Once this Rahuguna, he mentions when Jadabharata spoke to Rahuguna about the devotional service, Bina Mahatpada Rajobhishekam, when he was mentioning it is not by worshipping of the deities, or not by performing austerities, or standing in between the fire, or sinking into the water and meditate, and looking at the sun, meditate, not by all by these things. Bina Mahatpada Rajobhishekam, by the mercy of the devotees of the Lord. that's why the 3 ingredients are very important. One is the Uchchista Lepan, Anumoditud Vijayhi, the food items left over by the devotees. We have to consume that one by taking permission from them. That is first thing. Second thing, the water washed by washing the lotus feet of the devotees, that water splink on top of us. That is second thing. And the Rajobhishekam, the dust which is under the feet of the devotees. That is 3 ingredients are very essential in our life for our spiritual progress. As soon as we take that one, then we are like a living bodies. Otherwise, Jivannapi Mruto hi saha. Jivachavo Bhagavatangrirenu Najhatu Matyeba Labete Yastu. Saunakadi says that. If one does not kiss the dust of a devotee on top of his head, he is just like a dead body. Okay, so this is without the association of the devotees, one cannot advance in Krishna consciousness. Therefore, we have established the International Society for Krishna Consciousness. Factually, whoever lives in this society automatically develops Krishna consciousness. That is a practical experience. We are coming attracted to Krishna by hearing the qualities of the devotees. So that is most precious thing for us. It is the qualities of the devotees that could be seen only in the devotees of the Lord, not anywhere else. Devotees are direct to the Supreme Lord, Supreme Personality of Godhead, and Supreme Personality of Godhead is only direct to the devotees. Sadhavo hrudayam mahyam sadhunam hrudayam kaham najananti madanyante najananti naham tebhyo managapi. So this is very beautiful shloka when Lord says to Durvasa Muni when he went to the Lord Vaikunta to get protection from the Sudarshan Chakra, where Sudarshan Chakra was chasing Durvasa because of his offense towards the Ambarish Maharaj. At that time, Lord spoke to Durvasa Muni. On this platform, Krishna conscious platform, only one can make progress in Krishna consciousness. Okay, so person in Krishna consciousness or devotees of Lord can please everyone. So wherever we see devotees of the Lord, there we get appreciations from everyone in all kinds of the people, unless they are very envious. Of course, devotees are compassionate to those people, but devotees are always peaceful and they can please everyone, as is evident in the Krishna consciousness movement. So that's why we invite everyone without discrimination. We request everyone to sit down and chant Hare Krishna mantra. Take as much prasada as we can supply. It is a practical experience we see day-to-day life. And thus, everyone is pleased with us. So that is the qualification. Sarvabhutanu Ranjanaha. Sarvabhutanu Ranjanaha. So as for purification, one can be more pure. No one can be more pure than the devotees. No one can be more pure than the devotee. They do not have any personal sense gratification things. Okay, so anyone who once utters the name of Vishnu immediately becomes purified, inside and outside. Yasmare Pundarikaksham. This Pundarikaksham, this shloka utters during the sacrifice, either by knowingly or unknowingly, if we make any mistakes or chanting or those things, then Pundarikaksham Smaret, that is, by uttering the name of the Lord, we will be purified internally and also outside. Because since a devotee constantly chants the Hare Krishna Mahamantra, no contamination of the material can touch him. He is therefore actually purified. Muchihaya Suchihaya Yedi Krishna Bhaje. So this is again. This is one shloka that Aho Bata Sopacho Ato Garyan Jihva Gre Vattate Namatubhyam Te Pustapaste Juhuho Sasnudadya Brahmanuchurnama Grunanti Ete. Kapil Bhagavan says that one. Aho Bata Sopacho Ato Garyan. Aho Bata Sopacho Ato Garyan. No, it is said by Devhuti Mata, saying that glorifying Kapil Bhagavan. Aho Bata Sopacho Ato Garyan Jihva Gre Vattate Namatubhyam. Even though Swapacha, just by chanting the name of the Lord, Aho Bata Swapacho Ato Garyan, Yajjihvagre Vattate Namutubhyam, and he has elevated himself than everyone else. Yajjihvagre Vattate Namutubhyam, Te Pustapaste Juhuho te pustapse juhnuhu sasnurarya brahmanuchur nama ghunanti ete. He has performed all austerities, all vratas and everything. Then only he come to the point that he has taken the chanting of Hare Krishna Mahamantra. So that is the highest state, the devotee of the Lord. So it doesn't matter Kirata Honandra Pulinda Pulkasha Abhir Shumbha Yavanaha Kasadeha Yenye Papa Edapasriyaha Sujjanti Tasmai Prabha Vishnave Namaha. So many people are given Kirata, Puna, Andhra, Pulinda, Pulkasha. So Andhra is also, I'm from the Andhra, so I'm also one of the sinful people. So from that point, Prabhupada gives that one of the South India, that Andhra. Kirata, Puna, Andhra, Pulinda, Pulkasha, Abhira, Shumbha, Yavanaha, Kasadaiha, Yenyecha Papa, Yedapasriyasriyaha, Sujjanti Tasmai Prabha Vishnave Namaha. If they take the shelter of the devotees of the Lord, they will be purified. It doesn't matter what of the sinful person he is. Okay, so this is that chanting of Hare Krishna mantra. That's why Hare Nama, Hare Nama, Hare Nama eva kelam, kalu nastyeva gatiranyadha. Only the chanting of Hare Krishna Mahamantra is the purest. It will purify everyone. So any person who is purely Krishna conscious, who engages in chanting Hare Krishna mantra, is the purest in the whole universe. So in such a way, Maitri Rishi is saying about in the context of Dhruva Maharaj when he is going to the Dhruva planet. So this is the Dhruva planet, which is the topmost, and all Saptarishi Mandala and the sun and moon, everyone are just rotating around the Dhruva planet. So this one, it gives little bit of knowledge. This is come from the ISKCON Truth, Bhumandala Polestar Dhruvaloka, html.com. It gives so much of details. So this is the Dhruva star. Based on this, all the Saptarishi Mandala, it is rotating. So in a different time, if you look at observe in the sky, we see that one, the big star in the sky, Dhruva star. Okay, I stop here and I request also dear devotees, if you have got any questions, kindly ask. There are very beautiful pictures of this one, the different, again, Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur estimates Dhruvaloka, the pole star is 3.8 million yojanas above the sun. Okay, that we have seen. And so the pictures, the Vaikunta, this is the Dhruva is boarding this airplane, Vaikunta airplane, and he is moving, and he is also looking that his mother also going in one of the airplanes to Vaikunta, and where Vaikunta is all blissful, and these airplanes are going here into the abode of the Lord. So this is very beautiful, and this chapter can be recited. There is a one chapter, I think in the YouTube, there is a Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 4, Chapter 12, Dhruva Maharaj goes back to Godhead. So this is a kind of recitation. Devotees can take a chance to hear. It is all Sanskrit recitation of 16 minutes. Okay, so in the morning and evening, if one hears, then Dhanyam Yashishyam, what is that one? Very beautifully, it comes as part of the Phalashruti. Dhanyam Yashyam Ayushyam Punyam Swastayanam Mahan Swadhyam Dravyam Somanasyam Prashasyam Agamarsanam. So one would achieve all kinds of opulences in this life. Dhanyam, Yashyam, famous, Ayushyam, long life, Punyam, all pious activities, Swastayanam Mahan, all auspiciousness, and Swargyam, he will also attain the, like when he was going to Vaikunta planets, he would see all the heavenly planets, Draumyam, and also Dhruvaloka also, Saumanasyam, and also which is pleasing to the heart, Prashasyam, and also everyone glorify, and then likewise Agamarshanam, and it will remove all kinds of sinful activities just by hearing Dhruva Maharaj's pastimes. Okay, I stop there. This is Phalashruti. There are so many Phalashrutis just for Dhruva story itself. It yields so many benefits. I stop there. I request dear devotees, it took a couple of minutes more. It is there 4 shlokas, but it is very, very enlightening to all of us. Who goes to the Vaikunta Loka means a pure devotees of the Lord. Hare Krishna. Thank you so much for kindly hearing me. If you have got any questions, kindly ask, or you wanted to share anything, kindly share. Vijay Krishnadas Prabhuji, please.
Yes, I have a question. May I?
Yes, Prabhuji, please.
Thank you very much, your most kind. Dandavat pranams. Amogha Prabhu, today in the readings, the different purports, I noticed that again, Srila Prabhupada used the expression fallen conditioned souls.
Yes.
So, yes, based on this expression, my question would be, fallen in what sense? How would you explain the expression fallen in the context of this expression made of three words, fallen conditioned souls? Why fallen? How would you explain the word fallen?
Yes. Very good question, Prabhuji. So fallen means we are now in the material body, which is having the senses. That is the fallen. We have got a material body. That is the first thing. And what we are doing, what activities means trying to eat the fruits of our activities. Krupanaha, palahetavaha. So though we have got human body, we are trying to enjoy the fruits of our actions. Krupanaha, palahetavaha. That is called fallen condition because it will yield only for the problems in the life. If it is just using for necessities, that is not the problem. But if it sense gratification things, that is the fallen condition. And condition means so by so many relations. And he is Atma Jayasthagar Pasu Dravina Bandhushu Niroda Mola Hridaya Atmanam Bahumanyite. I have got this house. I am very Atmanam Bahumanyite. This is my family and children. I have got good balance and this is my home. I am satisfied. That is called conditioned. So he is limiting himself up to his family and whatever he is extend his sense gratification up to. That is conditioning. And you have said one more thing, Prabhuji. One is fallen and one is conditioned. And the third one?
No. Yes, fallen conditioned souls. You explained the two words I was wanting to hear the explanation about. You explained fallen and conditioned, and
Yes.
you explained as we expected very well. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Prabhuji. Any other questions?
I do have a question, but I just thought it's getting late. I maybe can bring it up another time, or
You can just put question, Mataji.
I can ask now, and maybe you can reply later. Up to you. My question is: you mentioned here that we are equal to the Supreme Lord, and also today also we read another chapter also called "The Lord is equal to everyone." I don't understand that, because even though we are part and parcels of the Lord, how can we be equal to the Lord? Because the Lord has got all the opulences, he's got so many qualities, and we probably have those qualities as well, but it's in minute amount. So
Yes.
how can we be called equal to the Lord? I don't get that, sorry.
Yes, you have said answered a little bit, Mataji. So we are not equal to in quantity. This is our Siddhanta. It is Achincha Bheda Abheda Tattva. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he established this one. Bheda Abheda Tattva. We are in one with the Lord in quality, but in the quantity, we are minute and the Lord is the supreme. He is the Vibhu, we are Anu. Tada Purusha Atmanam केवलं प्रकृतेः परम् अनिमानम् निरन्तरं स्वयं ज्योतिः अनिमानम् अखण्डितम्. This is ourself. This is nirantaram swayam jyotihi animanam akhanditam. It is ourself. When it comes to the Lord, he is the Vibhu. Aishwarya vairagya yasho bodha virya shriya purtam aham prapadye. That is the Lord. We are it is यथा उल्मुखात् विस्फुलिंगात् धूमाध्वापि स्वसंभवात् अपि आत्मत्वेन अभिमतात् यथा अग्निः पृथगुल्मुखात्. It is very beautiful shloka. Again, there is a gigantic fire. We can just, okay, instead of taking this analogy, we take the gold mine, gold particle. In a quality, there is no difference. But in a quantity, there is a difference. Krishna has got all opulences. In the quantity, we are got very tiny. Mamayvam Jivaloki Jivabhutha Sanatana. We are the Amsha of the Lord. And we are, it is called, belongs to the marginal energy of the Lord. Marginal energy of the Lord. So, Vishnu Shakti Paraprokta, Vishnu Shakti Paraprokta. It is three energies of the Lord. One is spiritual energy, marginal energy, and inferior energy. Inferior energy is this material world. Bhumirāpunalo vayu buddhirevacha ahankariti me bhinna prakriti rastada. This is the inferior energy. This is the 8 elements. And living entity is the marginal. He can choose whether it is the spiritual or the material world. Spiritual world, we know this one. प्रवर्तेत्र रजस्तमस्तयोः सत्वं च मिश्रं न च कालविक्रमः न यत्र माया किं उदापरे सुरे असुर यत्र sura asura achitaha. That is the Vaikunta planets. So that is the Lord's abode, and there is inferior energy. Living entities, they can go upwards or downwards. It is their choice. But Lord is having all opulences. Tam tvavatum pratihuta aupaikum swasumbhabihi te chakshita akshavisham swasamadhi bhagyam. Hamsa sriyoho vijanayoho sivayulolat shubhrata patra sisikesara sikarambhum. Like we see here in this material world, we see the king and his entourage going, and all the citizens are looking at the king. He is also man, we are also man. In a quality, we are of the same. He is also having the senses, and we are also having. But his opulence is bigger. Likewise, we in the spiritual platform, we are the spirit spark. Krishna is also spiritual body. So, but we are part, and we are Anu, he is the Vibhu. This is called Achincha Bheda Abhedatatva. Same time, at the same time, there is oneness, at the same time, there is a difference.
Thank you, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna, thank you, Mataji. There is much to describe, so much of those things to describe, but for now, that is. Thank you, Mataji. Any other things, dear devotees? Gayatri Mataji.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Yeah. Nice, Prabhuji. Nice. You have explained a lot of things nicely. Last bit I couldn't, because I got a call. I couldn't listen last bit. So I will see the video, Prabhuji, later. But I heard most of it. Prabhuji, my question is like, for example, we are talking about how we have to be associated with devotees, and the difference between Gnani, Karmis and Gnanis and the devotees. But usually, anyway, Karmis are obviously they are just doing fruitive activities, and there is nothing else from them. But Gnanis are, at least they are trying to go back home, back to Godhead. But what about like, for example, my mom, she's a householder, and she did all the activities for our benefit, for kids benefit, even though she every day morning she will do her pujas and everything. She knows, she'll listen to all these lectures from there is a temple beside, so she goes for pravachanas and everything. But only thing she doesn't do is preaching herself. She will not preach anybody. She has the association, she has everything, Prabhuji, everything else. But how about if she doesn't preach, that does that mean that if we don't preach, we don't go back to Godhead, Prabhuji?
So there is one thing. So Matajis, they have got some exceptions. They may not be able to do all kinds of fasts and penances like the men. So likewise, Dhruv Maharaj's mother, Suniti Mata, even though she did not perform fasting and penances, but just because Pata Pradarshaka Guru, she went to Vaikunta Loka, as simple as that. She did not do many things like Dhruv Maharaj. So, for example, if Gayatri Mata does all things like chanting and preaching and everything, Mother does not have to. Of course, that doesn't mean that she should not do it, but as long as she is endeavoring, so she will automatically eligible. So on the other day, when we were seeing one of the shloka from the Brahma-Vaivarta Mahapurana, it will take so many koti issue. There is millions of people within that family, generations. Everyone will go back to Godhead because if there is one devotee of the Lord. So I don't remember. I think there is one shloka. I will share that one again in the group, WhatsApp group, Mataji. So if there is one devotee, his entire family will be elevated to the Vaikunta Loka.
Yes, Prabhuji. Yes, thank you, Prabhuji.
And
But
as
she,
one, yes.
my mom, my mother, my dad also, both are now they're getting old, but still they do so much austerities every day morning.
Yeah.
Waking up, even my father is 81-year-old, my mom is 71, but they both wake up early in the morning, and then until they take bath and do puja in the house and offer something to the god, they don't eat anything, and then after that they will have some taking tirtham, then only they will eat some breakfast, and then but the thing is, after a lot of all this, by the evening they might just watch a little bit of TV, because they want to, like, there also there is I mean, evening my mom will go to the temple and sit and listen to the pravachanas and all that, but my dad cannot go to the temple and sit there for so long. So at home they will just sit a little bit, watching a little bit of TV, and kind of. So I was wondering, when you were talking about like watching TV and all those things, like, they do so much, but how come even if little bit of watching TV, will that be bad or will it be okay?
It's outside, even though it appears, but internally in the heart, how much he is attached to that TV, that is important. Because he is performed waking up early in the morning, that means he is attached to the Raganuga Bhakti. That is the attachment. Even though without TV, if he is able to live and be normal, that there is no attachment to the TV programs. That we cannot say, like outside, based on his activities. It is in the journey within the heart.
Yes, Prabhuji. Yes.
But
Thank
actually, he is doing raga and bhakti. That is more we can say. Without attachment, he cannot wake up early in the morning do it. So that we can confirmly say that his path to the Vaikunta is open. And whether TV is there or not, if he is satisfied and neutral to it, there is no attachment. It's just only for the sake of watching the news, something like that. That is all right.
Yes, yes, Prabhuji. Usually news, yes, Prabhuji. That's what they're not interested in movies or boring,
Yeah.
nothing like those things. But they do watch some news and all those things. But yes, Prabhuji, Raganuga Bhakti. Today morning class also, another Mataji was talking about all these processes of bhakti, and yes, it's a big topic, I know, but we would like to listen from you, Prabhuji, about all this anartha nivritti from. Yeah, it is so much to still learn for us. So yes, Prabhuji, you can talk about it one day for our sake, for us, about the processes and how to come to that Raganuga Bhakti and all those, Prabhuji. Thank you so much for today's answer. Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Thank you.
So much, Mataji. Very wonderful questions and answers. So all comes from Prabhupada and Bhagavatam and Krishna's Bhagavad Gita. Samoham sarvabhuteshu na me dveshasya na priya. Lord is equal to everyone, and we are all children of the Lord. But according to the child desire, Lord also reciprocate. Ye tamam prapadyante tam sayo bhajamyaham. Okay, likewise. Okay, it is all up to our desires. But every individual, it doesn't matter child or father or old or this one brother, sibling or cat, dog. It is every living entity. It has got its own journey to the Vaikunta planet. Its individual journey. Okay, so with that one, thinking of only Dhruv Maharaj for tonight, and because he's a great devotee of the Lord, just by his presence, so he is the one. Dhruva, this is Krutanjalam Brahmamayena Guna. The Lord touched his lotus, this conch shell on top of his head. Okay, so in such a way, he has attained the word of the Lord. And Sunanda and Nanda took Dhruv Maharaj to the Tad Vishnoho Paramam Padam. Artist Jagatam Vanjam Tad Vishnoho Paramam Padam. Okay, so that is beautiful. So thank you so much for kindly hearing. It is a long session. Sarup Prabhuji and Gaurigi Mataji, do you have got anything to share or say anything, Prabhuji?
I just said one thing, but it's very late, so I don't want to.
That's all right, Prabhuji. Please share.
Prabhuji, there was in one part when we were talking about the devotees,
Yes,
and it was said that the devotees should try to associate with same level devotees or
yes,
this thing.
yes,
But then, but then also it's the devotees who are helping the other sort of uh, devotees who are not there, or who are still in the beginning of the journey, and
yes,
who are not as pure as the elevated devotees. Then how does it work? Because on one side, it is being said that the devotee should associate with the same level, but then how the devotee helps the other one who is not
yes.
not in that level? You know what I'm trying to
Yes,
say?
yes, Prabhuji. So this is kind of like a Kanishtadikari, Madhyamadikari, Uttamadikari. Uttamadikari means who sees the Lord in everywhere in all the living entities. He does not have to stick to the temple. He can go anywhere. That is Uttamadikari. And Madhyamadikari, he makes the friendship with the devotees, and he just consider, and he does not make friendship with the Kanishtadikaris. And he sees only the bodies, and he worship to the temple. He come to the temple like that. But he will distinguish the bodies. And whereas Kanishtadikari, he comes to the temple and go. That is Kanishtadikari. And devotees, we are trying to elevate ourselves. This is the devotees. This is Mahatam Bahumanena. Mahatam Bahumanena. Just give so much respect to the Mahatam, to the elder or senior devotees. Dinanam Anukampaya. And Kanishtadikaris, we need to elevate, try to help them and try to elevate them who are coming to the temple and going. So such kind of, we just try to retain in the temple and give Krishna Katha, give books, and then give Krishna Katha. Likewise, we bring them to the platform. That is Kanishta or neophyte devotees, bring them to Krishna consciousness. And then Maitriyacha Yevatma Maitracha Evatma Tulyeshu, if there are equal level devotees, they make friendship. That is called Maitriyacha, friendship, associate with the like-minded devotees who are in the same level. Yemen and Yemen and following rules and regulations. Yemen and Yemen.
Okay, Prabhuji. Okay.
Thank you so much, Prabhuji. So this is the Kanishtadikari means who are coming to the temple, take darshan and going back. So these are Kanishtadikaris or neophytes. We need to retain them in the temple and give Krishna Katha. That is what next level of devotees.
Okay, Prabhu. Understood.
Yeah, thank you so much, Prabhuji.
Thank you so much.
Hare Krishna. Okay, so we shall conclude and see you tomorrow morning for Japa session at 5:30 a.m. Thank you so much. Vancha kalpatarubhyascha patidanam pavanebhyo vaishnavibhyo namo namaha. Ananta Koti Vaishnava Vrinda ki jai.
Jai.
Prabhupada ki jai.
Jai.
Hare Krishna consciousness, everyone.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
Hare
Hare Krishna, everyone.
Hare Krishna.
Krishna. Thank you.
Hare